Hello everybody, Pokemon TCG Austria speaking. Today I'm interviewing Robin Schulz. Hello Robin.
Hello.
You made second place at the Supernova Blast in Milano in expanded format with which deck?
With Seismitoad, Giratina.
Exactly. First of all, you used this deck to win the Arena Cup in Würzburg. I think that, I don't know if you invented the deck, but you've been the first player worldwide to play the deck at a quite huge tournament. Is this right?
Yeah, I think
this is correct. So. Yeah, that's quite cool. How did you come up with the idea to play Seismitoad Giratina?
I played some different Seismitoad Shaman variants with my brother, and we tested stuff, and Giratina seemed like a good fit in it, so we played, put it in, and it worked out. So,
exactly, because
to be really good, actually.
Exactly, because of Vespiquen, I mean, you're just losing against it because of the grass weakness of Seismitoad. So you thought about adding a tech card against Vespiquen, and I think that Giratina is working out really good.
Tough matchup, but with Giratina it's much more manageable.
Exactly. So how were your preparations for the tournament? I mean, Supernova Blast is actually a quite big tournament with many players worldwide. How did you prepare for it?
I actually didn't test that much because university just started 2 weeks ago. But I still played some test games with the deck, and it seemed to be very good still, even though like everyone knew about it and prepared. Even against like decks with 0-6 in them and all other stuff, I was still winning my games. So I thought the deck would be fine still.
Yeah.
So,
I think that you're really experienced with the deck. Okay, so let's come to the deck list. I mean, you played it in Würzburg, as already mentioned. How much did you change the deck then?
I actually changed only 3 cards, and I think those 3 changes made the deck better. I think I should have played those other 3 cards at Würzburg too.
Which were these cards? I mean, like your Pokemon line were 3 Seismitoad. I think that's absolutely normal and standard. 2 Giratina, 2 Shamans. Would you have liked to play 3 Shamans maybe?
I played the third Shaman in Würzburg, but cut it for Girachi, and I think Girachi is definitely very good in this deck. And
exactly. And
Girachi.
When we come to your trainer and supporter line, we see that you're playing many one-offs from the supporters. Wait a moment. So we got your supporter cards here. Because I think I've never seen a list which used so many one-offs. Okay, you play 4 Sycamore, of course, or 4 Juniper, it doesn't matter.
Juniper is better.
Exactly, Juniper is way better. I like Juniper as well. 2 Lysander, and now here coming the one-offs. You play 1 Chorus, 1 N, 1 AC, 1 Hexmaniac, 1 Xerosic, 1 Flare Grunt, and 1 Getsis.
Yes.
Pretty good. So Girachi helped you a lot to get these specific one-offs in specific matchups, I guess.
Yep, definitely. Like most of the supporters were there in Würzburg as well, but I actually added 2 for Getsis and the Hexmaniac. And Getsis had multiple purposes. Like if you went first against Blastoise and play a Getsis, you pretty much just win. And like against Vespiquen, they usually need to blacksmith in the end to kill your Giratina. But if you play Getsis, you can shuffle away Versus Seekers, and then they can't blacksmith. And if they play the Versus Seeker before, then you can just end it away. And that's a really cool card in a lot of situations. And of course, if you stop attacking with Quaking Punch and use Giratina, then opponent will have a lot of trainer cards in his hand and play them down. And if you lose Getsis before that, then you stop that, and that's really strong.
Definitely. And of course, Hexmaniac is pretty good against Tyrantrum, I think.
Yeah, Hexmaniac was mainly for that matchup, because killing Aegislash is impossible without it.
Exactly, yeah. And it's pretty good against the Bronzongs as well.
Yeah, and against Keldeo, it's also useful against Yveltal. You can play a laser and then Hex Maniac, and then they won't be able to rush in, and
True that.
active EX will be basically knocked out.
That's right. Okay, let's come to your trainer line, because I think that's a really to your item line, because I think that's a really, really consistent item line. You play 4 Versus Seeker, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Super Scoop Up, 4 Lysander, 4 Super, 4 Hypnotoxic Laser, and 4 Crushing Hammer. Max consistency, I would say.
Yeah, I think for Versic and for Ultra Ball, you have to play them.
Yeah.
Because, if you don't, then you're bad. And for Super Scoop Up is really important too, I think. But for Crushing Hammers, I think I would have rather cut one of them for an enhanced hammer.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we have a look at your rest of the list, we see that you don't play any enhanced hammer.
Yeah, it was.
Why did you decide to do it?
It was my 61st card, but I think because I really wanted to play 4 Crushing Hammers, but I think enhanced hammer would have been better in hindsight.
All right. So after the tournament, you would say that you would change that.
Yeah, I think that would be the only change I'd make, adding an enhanced hammer, because special energy is everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. How did the 2 Burbanks work out for you? Have you ever thought about playing a third one, or?
Yeah, I played the third one in Würzburg, but I think it's not necessary anymore, because if you in most other decks either play Burbank themselves or Vespi Queen don't play stadiums at all, and against Tyrantrum you don't really need that much of them, and the opponent is usually only playing 2 stadiums himself, so you don't really need more than 2.
All right, yeah, it depends on the matchup, of course. And then
in today's meta game, I think 2 is correct. You can play a Silent Lab too, but I don't think that's really necessary.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, and it really depends on the situations. And then your energy count is, I think, standard 4DC, 3DD.
Yeah, I thought about adding a 4th one because of our enhanced hammers and Xerosix, but 3 is usually enough.
Yeah, but all the disruption power with just Seismitoad and Quaking Punch is so good against so many decks. So if you have, I don't know, if you have more than 50% heads in your matchups, I think that you're strong enough to just attack with Quaking Punch all the time and win these matches.
Yeah, and many matchups you just attack with Seismitoad and don't go for Giratina at all.
Exactly. All right, so we have a special person now joining us, Lucas.
Yeah, very special. Robin, I'm going to talk to you about your. We do a quick recap on your tournament, if that's okay for you.
Yeah, sure.
Which decks did you face in the Swiss rounds?
So first round, I played against Night March with Archeops, actually. And the first game was actually very close because I had a bad start and he just Quaking Punched me in the first few turns and attached energies to every one of his benched Pokemon. So my Giratina lock didn't really help me that much. But once I attacked with Giratina, he still wasn't able to knock it out because he had 3 Night Marches or something with energy on his bench and I think 2 prized or something, and because of that he actually whiffed the KO and that basically won me the game. And in the second game he just had a very weak turn 1. I think he gets me but not for many cards and only had 2 Night Marches in the discard, and then I just used Quaking Punch all game and won that way.
I see. So you 2-0'd him.
Yeah.
Okay. Next round?
In the second round, I played against Manectric with Reggie Ice and that stuff. And first game I pretty much steamrolled with Giratina. He played some 0-6, but I always had the next energy and won that game. And the second game was looking really similar, but then at some point he ended me, and I drew dead out of it, and because of that he was able to power up a Reggie Ice manually, and that caused some trouble, but I was able to draw my whole deck in the last turn and kill it with a laser actually. Because it already had 100 damage.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Because if your opponent builds up a Regice, how do you play against that? Do you play around it, or do you try to knock it out with lasers and I don't know, flare grunts?
Just nice under the bench.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Okay. But usually Regice never attacks against me because I can Lysander it before it's ready, or just remove all the energy. But because he ended me and powered it up, and then he somehow managed to do it.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so I won that round too. Okay. And in the third round, I played against Ivelta. And the first game was looking really good for me. But then, again, N, and I drew dead. And then I was only doing 30, and while he was evil two-shotting my Seismitoads. And so I lost the game, even though I thought I'd win it most of the game. Then the second game was going bad for both of us. I didn't draw much and he didn't draw much either. But at some point he managed to power up one really big Yveltal and almost one-hit knocked out my Seismitoad. But missed by 20 damage. Okay. And then I was able to eventually knock that out, and I end him to 2, I think. And he didn't power up a single Yveltal after that, because he only drew trainers. And then I won that game, and the third game, time was called when we just...
okay, so you tied that.
So we tied.
Okay. Was it against Samuel that round?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Samuel's a good friend of us.
Next round I played against Axelgor Wobbuffet.
Oh yeah.
And
Goonie.
Usually against Axelgor you'd go just for Giratina, but he played a lot of enhanced hammers and Xerosic and Flagrant, so I just used Quaking Punch all game, and every time he was able to get a deck and cover, I either hit a Super Scoop Up or had a Lysander, and so that I could rush in, or had AZ, and so I never missed a Quaking Punch, and both games went practically the same. Yeah, so I won that too.
Fifth round.
Fifth round was a mirror match. Mm-hmm. And, game 1, my opponent goes first, and that's really bad in the mirror match.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think actually this was the game where we both just drew dead for the first few turns. It was really strange. But I drew out of it first, and he just didn't. I think he didn't attack a single time all game.
Crazy.
And the second match, I don't really remember much, but I won that too.
Okay. Yeah.
A long day of Pokemon.
And a lot of mirror matches.
Yeah, so many Seismitoad Giratinas, it's incredible.
And the next round was against Seismitoad Crobat.
Okay.
And that's a good matchup, my opinion. And I won the first game. Just I have disruption, I have Keldeo, and I can draw through half my deck on my first turn, and he really doesn't. And then the second game, he goes first, Janister at Zubat and passes, and I donk him.
Okay.
Oh man.
Well, that's bad.
That's the problem with Seismitoad decks.
Last round?
last round, I just ID'd.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
So your score in the end was
5-0-2.
Yeah, you didn't lose a game exactly.
And you entered top 8, second seed, right?
A second seed,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
After Tobias Tasing.
Yeah. What did you face top 8 and top 4?
And both of those were mirror matches.
Okay.
Like mirror matches really luck dependent.
Yeah.
It's basically a coin flip. So, but in top, what's really important is that I played Tool Scrapper, and it basically won me a game in both of those matches, because if your opponent goes first and the judges floats onto Keldeo and must have went to total, and then he'll usually send up a shaman or something, and then in two of his games I just Tool Scrappered that floats down from Keldeo and the muscle band, and then the opponent wasn't even able to attack on his second turn.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and in my top 4 match, in the second match, my opponent actually priced 2 DCE and had to discard one on his first turn because I gets this Ultra Ball away.
But the top 4 match was against Simone Zucchelli, I think. And I actually watched that game, and it was kind of, I don't know how to say. Yeah, because he was really angry in the end. He was like super pissed.
Yeah, I think he seemed fine with it actually.
Really?
Like, if you press 2DC like in that matchup, that sucks, of course, but he was too sour about it.
Yeah.
I mean, mirror match, you either get lucky or unlucky. That's just how it is.
Exactly. Yeah, true that. All right, and then the finals against Tobias Tasing with his Tyrantrum deck.
Yeah, that was really cool because we traveled to the tournament together.
Exactly.
There were only 3 Germans at the tournament, and then we were first and second seed of the Swiss, and we were both in the final.
Yeah,
it was
pretty
really
good.
amazing.
But it actually also was quite funny when you talked with each other, and the judges were just like, "What did they just say?" I have no idea what they're talking about. That was quite funny. Okay, so how was the match for you? How are the matches?
We tested the matchup a bit the day before, and I actually won that time, so I thought I'd have a pretty good chance. But in the first game, I don't know, but not quite sure how it went. The match was actually recorded, and it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
it is already there.
It was a very good series. Like, I lost the first game, things didn't go too well, I guess. And in the second game, he didn't draw the stuff he needed at the times, and then I won that. And the third game the end was so intense.
Yeah, it really was.
Time was called, and we were tied on prizes, and he had 3 Bronzong on his bench and Keldeo, so he could just attack with Tyrantrum for the win the turn after. So I played Laser, got heads, and played Verbank, and Verseeker for a Hex Maniac, and played an attack with Breaking Punch, did 80, and he stayed asleep.
Oh boy.
But then he had the Skyfield, unfortunately, so he was able to kick the Verbank, and I wasn't able to take the KO and Tyrantrum next turn, so I had to repeat the Hex Maniac, played it again, and then the game came down to a final coin flip, because he already used up his AZ, but he flipped heads and attacked for game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that was he had the Juniper and the Versus Seeker for the chorus, and he thought about playing Juniper or chorus, and then he decided to play chorus because he didn't want to deck out, because he wasn't quite sure if he had still a DDE in his deck, and he was playing around, and he was like, "Come on, just play the Juniper." And in the end, he drew all the cards anyway with his chorus, so it was pretty nonsense actually.
But it would have been really cool if I won that way because Frank Diaz did the same.
Yeah.
And now I needed the double laser heads tails.
Oh boy, laser is such a strong card. It's incredible.
So after all these matches, what would you say was the toughest matchup at that tournament at all?
Yeah, definitely the final. Needed a Chorus or Hexmaniac or whatever, I could just search for it, and I could also super scoop up the Giratina and reuse it.
Yeah, true that.
I really love that card.
Amazing combination.
Yeah.
And for changes, like I said, there's only one change I would make, and that's adding an enhanced hammer.
Yeah.
Because I oftentimes had to remove special energy and had to flip for crushing hammers, and if I had an enhanced hammer, that things would have been easier. I thought I wouldn't need it, but in the end it turned out special. Yeah.
Well, you placed second anyway, so...
Yeah.
Well,
it was fine.
Yeah.
Like crushing hammers also like really helped against, for example, Manectric in that matchup. But other than that, like crushing hammers were used mostly for special energy anyway.
I always like the move when you crushing hammer and then attach a headringer to the opponent's X, and then they need to get 2 energies on the next turn. So
yeah, that's pretty strong actually. All right, so one question I got for you: how many CPs do you already have? Because I think I checked the rankings, and I think that you're the number 1 player currently worldwide. Is it correct?
That's possible. I have 402 CP at the moment.
Oh man, and I'm sitting here with my 40 world points. pretty strong. So I think that you're definitely going to have a great season.
I hope so.
Yeah, Lucas, you have any last questions maybe?
I asked everything I wanted. So
all right, do you maybe have one last thing to say, Robin?
No, I'm fine.
All right. Okay, thank you for the interview. Looking forward to see you at other tournaments. I think that we're going to meet each other in Berlin again at the Arena Cup, I think.
Yeah, I'll be there.
So yeah, thank you and have a great evening.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you very much.